Welcome back to the Bricks. Here, still talking about the city of Detroit. Spotlight Detroit is the theme of this segment, and now we're going to talk about the new emergency manager that the city of Detroit just voted, a few months ago in the last election to not have the emergency manager, but for some reason, they've appointed an emergency manager, and. I mean, the guy, I guess there's nothing you can do about it once the guy's already appointed and put in there. But once again, Detroit just cannot get it right. I mean, the guy, Kevin Orr, the new emergency manager, the guy has, multiple liens and back taxes that they just discovered back in Maryland on his record. And I mean, he can't effectively manage his own household. He can't imagine his front lawn, but somehow they've put him in charge of one of the biggest, cities, in the country with the most to gain, the most potential to boom. And Governor Rick Snyder's response when all this came out said, obviously we would have liked for this not to happen, but it's in the past and we're moving on from that, and those things have been taken care of. And as reported, they said he paid half of the back taxes in two of the situations, but he's yet to pay the other two. And they said that he reportedly paid with some of the money that out of his salary, the $270,000 that he was paid in order to right the ship in Detroit. I mean, what do you think about Detroit? I mean, from the Lions to the Pistons to the whole city. It starts at the top. The mayor's in jail. Former mayor being hauled out in jail. I mean, the Detroit just can't seem to get it right, man. I mean, what's your take on that, man?
It's sad. It's just sad. It's sad, man, because we've been here our whole life. Man.
Yeah.
And we going off of it. Ain't even so what we've heard, the riots and stuff here, and you they make jokes about us on TV, about what we gonna do next. And I mean, they gonna have to make a movie, man. They gonna have to make a movie about this. Is some like crazy stuff, because it's getting to the point now it's laughable. Like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
You just letting anybody take over?
You just can't get anything right. They had reports of people in the city deciding to boycott and riot and hold up the freeways and everything like that. And every time when everybody hears about the city of Detroit, I mean, it has so much to offer. And it's so many great places to go out and see. I mean, don't go to you can go to a Pistons game and it's a great event. The pageantry, the halftime show. They just had brought back old school
In Vogue.
You know what I mean?
And they was doing their thing.
Great show, great place to hang out. Don't expect to see any winning or any good, sports teams playing. But I mean, it has a lot to offer, though. I mean, and every time after time, every time Detroit is talked about, murder and crime and everything is in the same sentence, and that seems to be just like indicative of what the city of Detroit is, a city of screw ups, mishaps, and failure and losers. You know what I mean? So now anytime you're in Detroit, it's right next to loser. You know what I mean?
They might as well just put a picture right next to Detroit and then just have a loser. I mean, hey, they can make it whatever they want now.
Yeah, D4L. You know what I mean? These Detroit losers. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know.
It's like, man,
you only hope for the best, man. You hope things get better. You hope things change. Because when you go so far down, you have nowhere else to go but try to go back up.
Yeah.
Once you hit the bottom, we've been to the bottom so many times. Like, when is it go? When is it going to get gravy? Man?
You have so many things that are riding on the city of Detroit. I mean, the suburbs and everything out surrounding Detroit. They try to back away and shy away from Detroit, but everything is riding on Detroit. I mean, when you have the governor and the city council and the mayors doing what they're doing and making it, just the terrible decisions that they're making, they're thinking about trying to move, the Pistons, back to Detroit from the city of Auburn Hills and trying to get, new stadiums and stuff like that for the Red Wings and everybody to go to. I mean, but if you have this happening, like, you can't do anything. You know what I mean? With stuff like that happening.
No.
You know, I mean, it's insane. It's really sad. I mean, but you see the diehard fans like we were just out, you know, tonight and at the game and interviewing and sitting in the stand. You know, it's a shame when you have people who really fight for their team, who love Detroit and who are hardcore fans, and it's going down with the ship.
Literally.
I mean, they went down with the ship, and they don't realize it. They're like Pirates of the Caribbean. They're dead, but they don't realize it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy when you know, you can watch your home team be down 30 going into the fourth, and it's still 10,000 people.
You still eating popcorn.
You still eating popcorn.
Watching like, ooh, Moose. Moose Monroe,
man.
You know, I really feel for the city and the city of Detroit fans and everyone around the state of Michigan, anyone who follows us, you know, in our sports teams. I mean, hopefully you'll get it right. Hopefully if you guys watching this, man, you take from us as concerned fans and people who love it. I mean, me, I'll just stop going to your games. You know what I mean? I'll stop. There's no point. That's the one way to do that. You know, with the Lions on 16, you know, they had to fire million people boycotting, stand up. Just stop going. You know what I mean? Let them see that. Make them really step up and do it. You know?
And even like, you know, when you think, okay, they sell tickets for dollars, and then we go to get something to eat, and I just paid $3 for Dasani water. I can get for 89 cents.
Yeah.
And a chicken finger meal for $10. It's just like, I mean, okay, this how y'all making the money back? This y'all overcharging us on this, so I mean, I don't know, man.
You got En Vogue out there. You have all these, you know, first class fire shows and fireworks and light shows and dance. You got about 10 dance teams. Ain't got one basketball team, but you have 10 dance teams. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have about 5 halftime events.
And the flight crew, you know, them dudes that be jumping in the air.
And ain't got one that can dunk the ball. Got one person ain't got one person on the flight crew on the team. You know, it's just like, man, get it together, man. The city's dying. You know, the fans are dying. Every time you watch that, it's just disgusting. It just takes so much out of you, man. It makes you hate the game of basketball. Just like watching, you know, the Lions. It makes you hate that you like sports. You know, it ruins your whole day, your whole weekend. You just left church and you have to worry about cursing and everything, and just ruin all the prayers you just spent, built yourself up, got ready and feeling hallelujah. And then next thing you know, you turn on a Lions or a Pistons game and it's all over. You going to hell. If that's God. Man, seriously. But that's it for our Quick Bricks update. Spotlight Detroit, man. The city, man. We love you. We want to see you come back. Kim Boyer, Mike Lewis, broadcast from BPR Studios. It's the Bricks.